So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys, based on the time zones you all are coming from. So guys, before we start with the session, can you all please give me a quick information if you all can see my screen and hear me loud and clear as well? Perfect. Thank you for the confirmation, everyone. So my name is 𝐒𝐲𝐿, and I have been working in this IT industry for more than 13 years now. So before we start, let me share our Edureka Masterclass community with you all. So this community of masterclasses was started back in 2019, and since then we have been closing into almost 30,000 members so far. And in these master classes, we conduct multiple webinars and live events on different topics, including blockchain, IoT, artificial intelligence, big data, on multiple front-end and back-end development technologies as well. And the best part about these webinars are they are absolutely free of cost, so there are no charges involved here. And these webinars are a really great platform for anyone who is looking to join the industry by learning the technology that is required in this vertical. So to be a part of this group and to get the access to all the recordings as well for every session that you're going to attend, we can click on this link here which says join this group, and then we will be notified with the entire schedule that has been planned for the month, along with giving the access to the recordings as well as a part of the session. Today, as a part of a discussion on cybersecurity and digital forensics, we are going to first of all discuss on what exactly is cybersecurity, why we need cybersecurity, the CIA Triad, the cybersecurity tools, what exactly is digital forensics in cybersecurity, the process involved, and then we are going to discuss on the digital forensics as well, what exactly we mean by digital forensics here. And then we are going to discuss on where digital forensics in cybersecurity is used. And then we are going to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of using digital forensics as well. So first of all, if we talk about cybersecurity itself, then cybersecurity is basically a domain, or can say it is simply a field, or we can say a study itself. So cybersecurity refers to a set of techniques used to protect the integrity of networks, programs, and data from attack, damage, or unauthorized access. So from a computing point of view, security comprises of cybersecurity and physical security as well. Both are used by enterprises to protect against unauthorized access to data centers and other computerized systems. Information security, which is designed to maintain the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of data, is a subset of cybersecurity. The use of cybersecurity can help prevent cyber attacks, data breaches, and identity thefts that can aid in risk management as well. So when talking about cybersecurity, one might wonder, what are the ways we are trying to protect ourselves against, right? And there are three main aspects that we are trying to control here. So we have unauthorized access, unauthorized deletion, and unauthorized modification as well. So these three terms are synonymous with the very commonly known CIA Triad that we are going to discuss in next few minutes, which stands for confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So if we talk about why exactly we need cybersecurity, then any attack on the company has, we can say a good effect on economical grounds, on the reputation as well, and in terms of having the damage control as well. So first of all, if we talk about economic cost, then cyber crimes generally have irreparable effects on the overall economy of the business. So in 2019, over $1 trillion were lost due to cyber crimes, equals to Australia's nominal GDP. That's a big amount. In terms of reputational costs, then they greatly harm aspects like customer loyalty and new customer acquisition, resulting in an eventual loss. And Huawei was banned from selling its products in North America because it was alleged of spying on its users, as we all know about that. And when Google banned Huawei, so that means the Google Play Store, the Google services was also not available there, even in India as well. And there are multiple regulatory costs as well. So they may have to pay fines and sanctions set by government authorities in case of data breach. Like even Facebook was penalized, right? So in Facebook, WhatsApp, again, they have been continuously penalized for unauthorized use of data, of the customer data from the applications. And Uber also paid $148 million in fines in 2018 to the US government due to a data breach. Now, where exactly these cyber attacks come from? So 48% of malicious email attachments are office files. 34% of data breaches involved internal actors. That means there may be some kind of internal, or you can say in-house person who may be helping the team of attackers. 65% of groups use spear phishing as a primary infection vector. So phishing involves simply imitating a landing page. For example, you may have seen that whenever you may have received multiple emails claiming claiming to be coming from the official sources, and once we click on them, they are going to land us on a phishing website. That means a website which is going to look and behave like the original, or you can say the authenticated one, but it is not going to be the official website. And once the user enters their credential, the credentials are going to be stolen as well. And this has been the most popular methods for attackers to get the account details. And 94% of malware was delivered by mail. So the users, this as soon as they open up email, they download any attachment or they visit any link via the email, again they are going to see the malwares installed on the system, which is going to simply capture everything that user is going to do on the system, and then the entire details, they are going to be sent back to the attackers so that they can use it for monitoring the entire keylog, and they can know what exactly has been typed in for getting the account details and other access. And then protection is a mechanism used to control the access of system or network resources, programs, and processes. So if we talk about the goals of protection, then first goal is to prevent malicious issues, or we can say misuse of a system and unauthorized access. We have to ensure that the system resources are used according to the security policies, and we have to minimize the damage by a malicious program and for reliable error detection as well. Next, we have the CIA Triad. So the CIA Triad stands for confidentiality, integrity, and availability, which is basically a design model to guide companies and organizations to form their security policies. It is also known as the AIC Triad to avoid confusion with the Central Intelligence Agency, that is CIA. So the components of the triad are considered to be the most important and fundamental components of security. So it consists of three components: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So confidentiality is basically the protection of personal information. So something is confidential, that means it should be having a limited access to only certain personals, right? And it simply means keeping our client's information between us and the client itself and not telling others, including the co-workers, friends, family, etc. That's what we mean by keeping something confidential. And then we have integrity. So in the context of computer systems, it refers to the methods of ensuring that data is real, accurate, and safeguard from unauthorized user modification. And then we have availability. So in the context of a computer system itself, it refers to the ability of a user to access information or resources in a specified location and in the correct format, right? So if we talk about the confidentiality, then again, it in simply, again, in terms of the threats, it includes cracking the encrypted data. Here, in terms of confidentiality, we have attacks such as man in the middle attack, for example, someone getting the unauthorized access, right? And then we have data leakage, unauthorized copying of sensitive data. Then we have installing spyware, malware on a server so that we can get the key logs and we can monitor each and every activity done on the systems. And then we have integrity, where we are going to work on web penetration for malware insertion, for we are going to maliciously access servers and forge records. So for example, we may have databases. So database may be captured again, it's and then it can be filled in with multiple we can say inaccurate details, which may hamper the company in terms of having a huge financial loss. So for example, the e-commerce in the e-commerce database, the prices of the products can be altered, and then that can result in a huge loss to the company. And then we have unauthorized database scans to ensure, or suppose if someone wants to get the access, some confidential access to the database for any e-commerce client or for any other client, they can do that by using multiple techniques that we have SQL injection as well, and then remotely controlling zombie systems, which simply gets activated when required. And then in terms of availability, we have the DOS, or we can say DDoS attacks here. So we have denial of service. That's what we refer as DOS, denial of service. And then it also involves ransomware. It involves ransomware attacks, forced encryption of key data, and then deliberately disturbing the server room's power supply by generating millions of requests, which are simply a false request to simply take the server down. And then we have to flood, and again, it also involves flooding a server with too many requests so that the original user will not be able to access the systems here. Connect to a system and then simply leave it affected, right? Now we have multiple cybersecurity tools. So first of all, again, there are multiple tools available out there to help us combat against all of these attacks. So the threats are constantly evolving, and just like everything else, it tends to follow certain trends. So the best defense needs to mirror those trends so users get the most robust protection against the newest wave of threats. Hence, we decided to make a collection of all the cybersecurity tools that we have in the market. So first of all, we have Blue Vector. So a possible solution to the recent surge or attacks that use creative new techniques is to task computers and machines with the responsibility of smartly protecting themselves. If a software could be programmed to think for itself like a security analyst, then it could possibly counter malware at machine speed. So the Blue Vector defense does exactly that. It offers advanced detection and response, even threat hunting, all performed at the machine speed. It has deep machine learning capabilities, which enables it to get smarter over time. It will learn the complexities of each network that it is deployed in. And Blue Vector also tweaks network algorithm and detection engines in a way that makes the most sense for the environment. That is what Blue Vector is used for. All right. So after Blue Vector, we have another solution by the name of Bricata. So these days, even with the most basic cybersecurity defenses for any medium to large enterprise will include an intrusion prevention system, or we can say a simple intrusion detection system as well. So even by itself, a well-tuned IPS or IDS system that is constantly monitored by security teams will catch most network problems and security breaches. However, the fact that many organizations stop there has led to an uprise in successful attacks designed specifically to operate in IDS blind spots. So this is where the Bricata platform can come into play. At its core, Bricata offers advanced IPS or IDS protection with multiple detection engines and threat feeds to defend network traffic and core assets. It has the ability to launch threat hunts based on unusual events, and this would enable an organization to begin network level threat hunting using the same staff and tools they have already been using for IPS monitoring. It would be a good step in the right direction towards better production without the pain of installing any additional programs or restructuring the components here as well. And now we are moving on. There are multiple other tools also available, like we have the Cloud Defender. We also have tools like we have CoFend Strike, we have tools such as Contrast Security, we have Digital Guardian, we have the Mantrix, we have other tools like we have the SecPy. So there are multiple platforms that we have the access to, and that is what we are going to also discuss in our further sessions. So now if we talk about digital forensics, then digital forensics is the process of identifying, preserving, analyzing, and documenting digital evidence, observation, analysis, documentation, and presentation. So in terms of identification, the identification process includes what evidence is present, where it is stored, and how it is stored. Preservation includes data is isolated, secured, and preserved. It prevents people from using the digital device so that digital evidence is not tampered with. And then we have analysis, where we can identify tools and techniques to interpret data analysis. And then we have documentation. So the documentation includes the proper documentation of the crime scene, including the photographing, sketching, crime scene mapping. In terms of the digital, it involves getting all the log records of each and every activity conducted. And then in terms of presentation, it is basically the process of summarization and expansion, explanation of conclusions. That is a part of presentation layer here. Now there are different types of digital forensics as well. So we have the network forensics, which involves the monitoring and analysis of computer network traffic to collect important information and legal evidence. Then we have email forensics, which deals with recovery and analysis of emails, including deleted emails, calendars, and contacts. Then we have the mobile phone forensics, which mainly deals with the examination and analysis of mobile devices. It helps to retrieve phone and SIM contacts, call logs, etc. And then we have digital, or we can say database forensics, which is related to the study and examination of databases and their related metadata. Then we have wireless forensics, which offers the tools that need to collect and analyze the data from wireless network traffic. And then we include the disk forensics, which deals with extracting data from storage media by searching active, modified, or deleted files. Yes, Kashyap, it involves the mobile hacking as well and wireless LAN hacking. So who exactly is using digital forensics and cybersecurity? The government, Facebook, Target, Instagram, the army, not only for India, but almost every army for every country. And then we have Twitter, we have DRDO, absolutely. We have US Department of Homeland Security, bank, and there are multiple security. There are multiple government agencies, those who have been using digital forensics to study the attacks and to make sure that they are able to increase the security of the system by including these measures. And then we have application of digital forensics, which is in crime prevention, the supplementary evidence gathering, digital crime recognition, exoneration, and the position tracking as well. And along with that, there are multiple advantages and disadvantages of digital forensics as well. So in terms of advantages, it helps to protect the organization's money and valuable time. And in terms of disadvantages, we need to produce authentic and convincing evidence in order to support our case, because without that, there's nothing that can be done. In terms of advantages, it ensures the integrity of the computer system, whereas in terms of disadvantage, the electronic records and storing them are costly, because let's say if you want to store the log records, because log records are really essential for the security, not just by security, but also for the development team as well, because logs are something that is going to be used for monitoring different matrices, right? And then in terms of advantages, again, it allows to extract, process, and interpret the factual evidence as well. Thank you so much for joining, guys, and have a great day ahead. Take care. Bye bye.